4 a.m. First Fruits. This is a chapter by chapter Bible study series, and we are in 2 Kings chapter 11. Last chapter, we saw Jehu taking out the house of Ahab, minus part of the house that we're going to read about today. And we also see him taking out the Baal worshippers, the Baal temples, things like that. However, he does not completely stay scot-free. He still ends up following some things from Jeroboam. Jehu's incomplete obedience causes a decline in Israel, as if they hadn't been struggling already. 2 Kings chapter 11. When Athaliah, Ahaziah's mother, saw that her son was dead, she proceeded to annihilate all her royal heirs. Imagine wanting to be a queen so bad that you destroy all of your grandchildren in the process. Jehosheba, who was King Jehoram's daughter and Ahaziah's sister, secretly rescued Joash, son of Ahaziah, from among the king's sons who were being and put him and the one who nursed him in a bedroom. So he was hidden from Athaliah and was not. Joash was in hiding with her in the Lord's temple 6 years while Athaliah reigned over the land. This boy grew up in the temple. This act of trying to take over the throne is a huge deal because this is the line of David. This is the lineage that God promised that would be king and rule until the coming Messiah. She is considered an illegitimate queen, not because she's a woman, but because she is not from the line of David. Athaliah is Ahab's and Jezebel's daughter. What? That explains a lot. It was a good one of those told you so's by God, especially because he told them not to intermarry and have marriage alliances with those who do not serve the Lord. And here we have Athaliah, Ahab and Jezebel's daughter, married into the line of David. I love how the Bible mentions 2 different marriages in this chapter though. Jehosheba, she is married to the high priest who takes care of Joash in the temple. It is just perfectly set up for protection for Joash because God keeps his promises and he's sovereign and he's in the details, my friends. Jehoiada, this is Jehosheba's husband, the high priest, comes up with this plan, has all the commanders from the Karites and the guards that are going to be loyal to the Davidic line. He has them come, he makes them swear an oath and shows them Joash, the king's son, the rightful king's son. So they come up with this plan to overthrow Athaliah to restore the rightful king of Judah. Verse 9. So the commanders of hundreds did everything the priest Jehoiada commanded. They each brought their men, those coming on duty on the Sabbath and those going off duty, and came to the priest Jehoiada. The priest gave to the commanders of hundreds King David's spears and shields that were in the Lord's temple. Then the guards stood with their weapons in hand, surrounding the king from the right side of the temple to the left side, by the altar and by the temple. Jehoiada brought out the king's son, put a crown on him, gave him the testimony, and made him king. They anointed him and clapped their hands and cried, "Long live the king!" When Athaliah heard the noise from the crowd, she went out to the people at the Lord's temple. She looked, and there was the king standing by the pillar according to the custom. The commanders and the trumpeters were by the king, and all the people of the land were rejoicing and blowing trumpets. Athaliah tore her clothes and screamed, "Treason! Treason!" Jehoiada instructs the commanders to take her out and to put anyone down who is with her. They did not want to destroy her in the temple and to defile the temple. Joash becomes king at just a mere 7 years old. He moves from the temple into the palace. I see some interesting parallels with that of Jesus. We have this little baby who had to be hidden away from the world, away from this evil that was in the world. He was able to be revealed at a specific time to overthrow evil. We can't say we're not surprised by Athaliah's actions. I mean, Baal worship became on a rise during these 6 years, and it's very interesting that Ahab and Jezebel were her parents. How sweet is it that God was sovereign and in control and took care of this little baby? And in the heart of the temple, in such a sweet, sacred place, we see God's faithfulness, even through Athaliah's attempt to erase the Davidic line. She challenged God's covenant and tried to destroy the lineage of our Messiah. Thank you for watching this 4 a.m. and I'll see you on the next 4 a.m. when we cover chapter 12 on Monday.